Let's talk numbers for just a second. I went to a rehab almost 2 years ago, and I was there with 25 different guys. And all of those guys came from different backgrounds, were either alcoholic or drug addicts. Out of those 25 people, 2 of us are left. Everyone else has either relapsed or gone back to using the drugs or drinking the alcohol that they started with. That's not a good number, but we can change that. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want you to know that relapse doesn't have to be a part of your recovery, and whoever said it was a part of your recovery, they lied to you. It doesn't have to be, and you don't have to go back out there. That's what we're going to talk about. Give me just a second, It get home and we'll get into it. Alright. Do you know how easy it would be for me to go backwards? Relapse is something that sneaks up on you. It's not something that you're ever really prepared for. It comes out of nowhere, and usually it's because you don't recognize the warning signs. And relapse comes in 3 different phases. Those 3 phases comprise a mental, a physical, and an emotional relapse. If we can recognize some of those early warning signs before you relapse, maybe we can stop it from happening altogether. So let's talk about some of the things you need to be recognizing. The first being that you're returning to old addictive thinking patterns. These can be things like jumping to conclusions, maybe you're blaming yourself for other things that are going on, really just focusing on all the negatives in life. We gotta change that. If you've noticed yourself in a negative pattern, let's just flip the script and invite some positive vocabulary into your life. Maybe stop playing the victim card and realize that a lot of the things you're doing are your fault. Just take responsibility and just change the thinking habits. This one I actually saw in a friend of mine. It's when you start thinking irresponsibly. Like, if I'm an alcoholic, maybe I can go out there and drink the non-alcoholic version of whatever drink I used to drink. That's not gonna work. That's a form of control, and you have no control over your vices. So put that down and don't do that. Then there's like the compulsive side of things. Maybe your behaviors are really what's pushing you towards the brink of extinction of sobriety. Like, for instance, maybe you've saved up $300, but tonight I'm gonna go on Amazon and spend that $300 on a bunch of stuff that I just don't need. Then there's like the depression mode. You hate the way you look. So you know what? I think I'm gonna stop eating for 3 or 4 days because that'll just make my figure look so much better. Even exercise can be a part of that compulsion. Let's say tomorrow I'm gonna run 2 miles, then the next day I'm gonna run 10 miles, then the next day I'm gonna run 15 miles. Even excess in exercise can be bad for you. Tone it down a little bit. You're not going to win a marathon. As addicts, we have a problem sometimes of recognizing the emotions that we have on the surface. And a lot of these things don't seem destructive in the beginning, but when used in excess, they can become really dangerous to us. You really don't have to work on all of these things at once. Sometimes it just takes one change to make an overall change. But what we really want to do is take a step back and look at the decisions we've made, the things we think about every day, and if those are any way negative or in excess, let's step back, slow down a little bit, take a breather, and maybe change a few of those things. Recognizing early warning signs can keep us from doing some really terrible things. And like you, I don't want to go back out there and grab a beer. It would be easy for me to do, and I probably might not get in much trouble or anything, but I don't want to go back to that old lifestyle. That's the whole point of staying sober, is so that I can stay a better, humble, worth it person. Somebody decided to interrupt the video. She needed attention. Alright, so just take this stuff one step at a time. Remember that it's progress, not perfection. And if you recognize any of these symptoms, speak up, because communication really is your line to staying sober long term. Anyway, that's all I got for the day. I'll see you guys in the next one.